So,
let's get it.
We're here with the wonderful Nate, Coach Nate the Great. Coach, tell people a little bit about yourself.
Let's go. I'm Nate DiGiovanni, otherwise known as Coach Nate the Lender. Been in the business for a few years now, going on 6. I love to motivate. I love to coach. I love to elevate those around me. What else you want to know, Danny? What do people want to know?
I don't know, man. I mean, as an entrepreneur, we've built this business from nothing, to be where we are now. And I guess the real point of this episode of the podcast is really it's never too late to pivot, right? So it's never too late to shift where you are instead of hitting like a brick wall and just, that age-old story where the fly is flying against the wall and it keeps hitting the window. Flying against the window rather, and the window's closed, and he's flying against it, trying to escape, but the door's wide open behind it. So, it's like, I know me and you, or you and I both come from the restaurant background.
Yeah.
So, I know how much it takes for us to get out of that industry, how much you got to save. So I guess tell the people a little bit about your background, about where you started, where you came from, and how you crossed that threshold of being able to get out of the restaurant industry.
Okay. So let's bring it back. So back going to school, having fun, 21 years old, had my daughter, came back, and then found myself in the restaurant industry over at Houston's. Was literally just serving, got into bartending there after a couple of years. Mm-hmm. And then from there, it was just so easy. It was so fast, so much fast money. So easy, and the fact that I was able to be involved in my daughter's life, go to her different activities, school events, sports, this, that, and the other, it made it easy for me. So the more the money I made, the more able I was to go to her stuff. So it was real hard to get out of that.
Right.
As I got older, probably about 6 years into Houston's, I met my wife Blaine, and
who's an amazing person,
who's incredible. And met her. She actually had a boyfriend at the time. And things shook out to where her and I had an opportunity together years later. Mm. And she literally told me, like, hey, listen, I'm in school. I want you to go back to school. And absolutely, let's go. She basically said, let's go, let's get it. Uh-huh. You're either in school and we're together, or you're not in school and we're not. And I'm like, let me go ahead and sign up for class tonight. Mm-hmm. Signed up for class with her. We wound up both having about the same amount of prerequisites. So we went back to school together, graduated in finance from UNO.
Not to cut you off, but isn't it great having a significant other that boosts you up instead of putting you down?
Absolutely.
Isn't it just like, there is nothing more, I guess, mentally gratifying, or just like you just, it fuels you, right?
Yes.
Having someone else that picks you up.
And you could have took it one of two ways, right? You could have took it egotistical and be like, I don't need school.
Yeah, don't tell me what to do.
Money.
Nah.
But literally the push from her for me to be better, and for basically demanding our relationship be better, for us to be better people together, was what was so incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
And
now look at where you are.
And now look at where we're at.
She pushed you, and you were like, "Yes, ma'am, I'm in."
I'm in.
And now here you are, man.
And now here we are. So,
so continue. Sorry.
Yeah, from there it was, we went back. We graduated in December. Still working at the bar. And it was like February where I knew this very successful agent, and I'm always listening from behind the bar, and I knew how successful he was, and at that point, it was like, you know what? It's time to shoot my shot. What else do I have to lose? For him saying no. So I said, hey, listen, John, I'm looking to get into the business, but on the money side of things, I'm looking to get into mortgage lending.
Right.
Because I never even knew anything about it, but Blaine had introduced me to it from talking about it with her financial advisor, with her family. And I was like, well, you know what? I have 10 or so friends that went into real estate, and they're just agents, but nobody was a lender. I can be that go-to guy. So when I shot my shot with John, I said, John, I'm looking to get into business, but on the lending. He, like, to spit his drink out and said, dude, I'm with my lender right now.
Oh.
And the lending world, he was actually on the phone, taking a call at the window at the time. So he came back. We're, good banter, back and forth. Sure enough, wound up getting an interview. Got the interview with the guy, nailed the interview, did not get the job. Did not get the job.
Do you want to disclose what company that was with? You don't have
at the time, it was with Assurance Financial.
Okay.
But I was really going to work for this gentleman.
Yeah.
And when we got together...
I've never heard of Assurance Financial. By the way.
Yeah. And when we got together, he literally told me, if I hire you right now, I'd be doing you a disservice. I'd be setting you up for failure. Mm-hmm. He's like, we're just not busy enough. And I would hate to bring you on and then just have to let you go.
Right.
Very, very
good for him.
Respected.
Good for him. Good for you too.
It was a little discouraging, but it gave me so much like, you know what? That wasn't so bad.
Right.
I can go do another one of these interviews. I can go do this again. And the fact that he literally kind of let me down in a sense of he didn't want me to fail before even hiring me, I knew like this was a good guy to be with. You know?
For sure. You trusted him. You trusted his judgment. You were like, okay, I don't know anything about this industry. Thank you. Right.
Exactly.
Right. After getting over the initial probably just disappointment, you were like, okay, actually, thank you.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So got back to, shaking drinks and back to the bar. Probably 4 months later, literally, I get a call. I'm doing softball with my daughter, catch the voicemail, and sure enough, that's him. Calls me up, said, hey, Nate, listen, we loved your interview. We're busy enough now. If you're still looking, we'd love to have you. Called him back, listen, I would love to come and work with you, join it, let's go. But kind of have a dilemma. My daughter has a World Series softball tournament here within the next month. Mm-hmm. Would it be okay if I miss? He's like, how about this? Take your time with your family, take your time with your daughter, we'll see you after the World Series. Right there, I knew it was a good fit.
Yeah.
He was a family first man, really put family above everything. And from there, hit the ground running. Came in as an assistant, learned everything from the inside out before I even went to take my test to be a mortgage loan officer. And learning from that inside out, I think, is the type of training that many more in our industry, in the lending world, should have.
Yeah.
Because you hear so many of the conversations, you hear so many of the rebuttals, the problem solving, the pieces of the puzzle coming together.
Yes.
So much more than just that little 20-hour pre-test or whatever study guide you had. And learning from that inside out, after that next year, it was hit the ground running. Pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
Got my license after that year. Been originating ever since. And here I am now, man, doing a podcast with you.
It's funny, too, because, I guarantee you that is one of the primary reasons that you are successful in doing what you're doing, because I also did the same thing when I was in school to get my real estate license. Like, I came to this office before I was licensed, learned from the people in this office before I was licensed, right? Because I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. Like there's no backup plan for this. Like, I'm in the restaurant. I want to get out of the restaurant. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to succeed at this. So, I'm going to come in. I'm going to take these classes that they're offering, even though I'm not licensed, because they were more than happy to be like, yeah, come on in and learn some more, But I was the only person in there that wasn't licensed, and everybody in there was like, what are you doing here? It's like, well, I'm going to do this. This is going to happen. I might as well get a leg up and learn what I need to do. And then, I attribute my success because of because of the drive that I really had to make sure that this was going to work.
Right.
This is working no matter what.
How long did you toe both lines between the service industry and this?
I would say about a year.
Yeah.
About a year.
Yep.
And in fact, when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm resigning. I was like, oh, I got this new career. Like, great, let's go. And here we are at 3 months. And I'm like, oh my God, I got no money coming in.
Right.
So then fortunately, I was at a great establishment where boss is one of my best friends over at Katie's restaurant in Mid-City, Scott Craig. He's still one of my good friends to this day. And he was like, no, man, come on back. He's like, come on back. I get it. Come on back. So I was like, okay, thank you. So I went back and I would work on real estate, or I work on the restaurant from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. And then from 4:30 until I would work on real estate. Yeah. And I was working well into the night then. I didn't have a daughter. Then, me and my fiance were just kind of being, we were just kind of existing, no responsibilities or anything. But at the same time, it was like, this is going to work. But Scott fortunately let me come back to the restaurant and work part-time during the day, which was great because people wanted to see houses in the afternoon. So it kind of worked perfectly.
For sure.
Once I got off of work at 4:30, I had time to change and go and then do the showings I needed to do. And that first year, I sold 8 houses just working part-time. Mm-hmm. And then I had the money saved to where I could go full time and went from 8 to 36 once everything was just all in.
All in.
But at
Put the chips in.
But I kind of tried to run before I walked
Yeah.
at the beginning, which is what most people do with the entrepreneurial mindset, right? Because you want to skip those baby steps. You just want to be full on, all systems go. But those baby steps are what create that foundation, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So for me, I was in it, and I was probably towing both lines for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the point where, I started in the mortgages, 2019, assistant for 2020. So like 2021, it's like, here we go. Everything's blowing and going. And so running before you're walking is when you say that is because those 10 agents that I mentioned, they were so busy that I had enough coming in that I'm making money.
Yeah.
I'm making money comparable from behind the bar, more than behind the bar, more than what I've ever made. And now I'm like, okay, now I'm getting to the point where I can step out of this. I was giving up a shift here, giving up a shift there. And then once I got to the point where I'm like missing phone calls that I needed to answer for the mortgage world, I'm like, how much money did I possibly miss out on? Was that a $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 call that I may have just missed out on? And once I started missing those phone calls that I knew that were important in the industry, that is when I knew it was time to put my 2 weeks in. Let's branch out. So did that, put the 2 weeks in, got out of there. They were busy enough sending me business. Well, the baby steps of what we're talking about in our world is laying that foundation, building those relationships, working those open houses, going to those networking events. And while those agents were so busy in the beginning of my career, I did none of that. So that for me, years later, I know that that's where I could have done better.
What year did you get started?
August 2019, got hired as the assistant, worked until August 2020. I believe January 21 is when we made the switch over to Eustis.
Oh, and that was when the market exploded anyway.
Exactly.
So you just were just like, thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
We're locking 5, 10, 15 loans a day, taking 10 applications a day. So I was like, this is great. This is awesome.
Hell yeah.
And then sure enough, man, months later, a couple years later, whenever they started slowing up, I completely dried up. And that's when I knew, like, okay, this is where I should have been doing those open houses, those networking events, taking those baby steps and laying the foundation. And once I started doing that, I got so much more comfortable out there. I got so many more friends in the industry to build lasting relationships with people who, they say, surround yourself with those successful mindsets, right? When you can go ahead and get around those successful people, it gave me so much more of a drive. And I love what I'm doing even so much more now.
That's what's up.
Even going through the grind of not making as much money as I did, laying those foundations, making those relationships really made it so much worth it, because now we get to, indulge in the success together.
Yeah. Dude, and you put on these events and stuff that I even come to, and I don't go to events, man. Look, I'm busy, right? Like I not only busy with parenting, but business and all these buckets that I put my hats into, you know what I mean? And so like your events are fun, man. And you're welcome. So yeah, I wouldn't be coming to them if I didn't have a blast. But I guess what mindset shifts would you say that you took that in order to really put all of your focus in on getting started? Like what did you have to change in your mind? Like I guess, what was the wake up call where you were like, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to change this habit in order to be able to accomplish what I want to do.
Not taking the initiative into thinking further beyond this next week. So the mindset shift for me was at the bar and serving, you're week to week. You're getting paid every week.
Autopilot too.
Autopilot. Yeah. You're getting paid every week. You're getting cash, spending what you want, this, that, the other. When you get into the real estate and the mortgage world, you're not getting paid every week. And if you are, you're closing hella deals.
That's right.
So for me, the mindset shift was thinking 30, 60, 90 days ahead. And trying to figure out, okay, work backwards from there. How many deals do I want to close a year? How many applications do I need to take to close a deal? And just working that 30, 60, 90 days ahead in the industry. And there, the mindset shift went from 30, 60, 90 days ahead to 1, 3, 5 years from now. What type of legacy do I want to leave for my daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Do I want my daughter to be known that, hey, listen, your dad's a hell of a bartender, period. What else is he doing? Well, one thought that I had was, now that I'm in mortgages, I used to take people from their day to day, and now I get to take them from their decade to decade. And that for me was so much more fulfilling, because now you have a touch on other people's families. You have a touch on their legacy, their breaking of that generational curse of renting in their entire family,
right? On
setting them up for passive income by talking to them about a double and things like that. So that mindset shift for me first came from thinking week to week to month, and then the short term in the years. And then it was like, okay, what are you doing for others to where I can leave a lasting impression for me and my family and what we're known for?
Yeah. And yeah, I love that.
Yeah, the decade to decade that would sit hard with me for a while, because it was like, I never even thought about it like that. Like, yeah, I'm making people drinks, getting them spinach dip, a good old Hawaiian ribeye, and bringing them from lunch to dinner or into their next day. They were all blowing steam off at the bar or whatever. And, well, behind the bar, you're also a therapist. You get to listen to people.
A lot of people won't understand that is the shift that you need to do, right? I know we keep going back to the restaurant industry just because you and I come from there, but it's like most people are just like, oh, gotta get out of this job. Gotta get out of this job. Like, what can I do to get out of this job? Instead of looking ahead and working backwards, right? It's like, okay, where do I want to be in life in 5 years?
Right.
And then it's like, okay, in 5 years, this is what I want to be. It's like, okay, what can I do in 1 year to accomplish this in 5 years? What can I do on a monthly basis in order to achieve that in a year? Then down to a week, then down to the day, then down to the hour. And then it's just chip, 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 chip. And the more you chip, 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 then the more you get closer to that big 5-year goal. And so changing that mindset is so imperative from, I got to get out of this, because that's a negative mindset, right? I got to get out of this. The positive shift is just, okay, here's where I want to be. Let's work backwards on how I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
And then when you do that, I'm going to get a little spiritual with you here, but it's like the universe abides. The universe listens to you whether or not you're negative or positive.
Yes.
So if you're going to sit here and say, I got to get out of this job, and that's all you're putting into the universe, all the universe hears is, I'm in this job. Because the universe doesn't hear not, right? Like the universe.
In your subconscious, you're training that subconscious.
Correct.
I got to get out of it means I'm stuck in it.
That's right. And when you focus on, okay, I want to be here, and then you have a clear vision that you go over consistently, this is how I'm going to get there. That's what makes the paradigm shift. That's what makes the frequencies and the energies all flow in perfect harmony with each other, with the universe. And that's where it all aligns. And that's when everything just starts, coming to fruition or manifesting, for lack of a better word, or the perfect word, I should say. So, it's just, that is a great piece of advice. You have to put your goals down. You have to see where you want to go, or else it won't exist.
Right. You literally just have to step off of that hamster wheel.
That's right.
Step off, think about what it is that you want for you, for your family, your near future, your forever future. Like, what legacy do you want to leave behind?
Right.
Because if you just stay in that hamster wheel, that's it.
Yeah.
You just are in the rat race. You always want to get out the job, but you never took the initiative to get out of it. You never stepped out the hamster wheel to think about how to get out of it.
Right.
And I get it. Sometimes over the last few years, it's been hard. It's been tough. But guess what? It's been hard and tough for many of us out there.
Many of us.
And no matter what, there's always going to be somebody doing better than you. And I can guarantee there's always going to be people doing worse than you. So be grateful for what you have, but don't let off the gas.
No.
Figure out what you need to do.
Block out all that noise anyway, too. Block out all the noise.
What do we say? Comparison is the thief of joy?
Comparison is the thief of joy. It is. And when I first started, I was doing that all the time, because I had someone who's still, I consider a very good friend to me, tell me, when I first started, go and have lunch with all these top agents in the office. Go have lunch with them, pick their brains, see what they do that works, see what you can find out you should not do that did not work, that they've already tried. Take a lot of that trial and error out of it by talking to the people who've already been through it.
Yes.
And I can't stress enough how great advice that is for anyone starting in any type of entrepreneurial career. The people who are the best at it, take them to lunch.
Yes.
Like, pick their brain like crazy. Ask them every single question you can.
You can, because the knowledge is power. You got to surround you. If you're the smartest people in the room, get a new room. Go in another room.
Correct.
You have to figure out how to elevate yourself so your successes can be even further than you've ever imagined.
Right.
I mean, we are powerful beyond measure.
We are.
I mean, we have so much untapped potential.
Yeah.
And if we don't just go for it, you'll never know.
Right. You're right. And comparison is the thief of joy is what we were talking about.
Yes.
Right. So it's like, those people when I first started was like, okay, I want to be like this person. Right. Like, and so I kept seeing what they did and what are they doing? How can I replicate that? Like, how can I, and it was just almost like this weight that was just put on my shoulders. Like, and then sure enough, I'd see the numbers every year and I'm not quite there. And I'm not quite, come on, I got to work harder. I got to work harder. And then I burn myself out. Right. Yeah. And then a burnout. I'm just so tired. I can't even like function. And then it would take like a month for me to recover. Yeah. And so it's like, okay, block that noise out, get my goals set, focus on that with tunnel vision. Stop. Yes. Don't listen to the noise. Don't see what everybody else is doing. Distraction. It is. When you're comparing yourself to other people, it does nothing but weigh on you. No, because you can't be them. No. You can't do it like them. You can't. As much as you try, you got to do it like you. That's right. That is the true success. When you can do it like you. And do it like you, but do it authentically. Yes. Because if you are not authentically you, people smell that shit from like 1,000 miles away. Oh yeah. Like now stinks. Everybody watches it. Like to the point where even now with AI coming out and everything, it's like, now I can see when a video is AI, but a lot of that stuff it's hard to differentiate. It is hard. Oh yeah, to the normal person who's not looking for it. So like these news videos. There was like these news videos that came out, and I was like, oh, what's going on in this news video? And sure enough, there's like a kraken that comes out in the background. I'm like, oh my god, this is an AI video. Yeah. But it's the same with a real person. That's why I wanted to do these podcasts to show how authentic people are that I want to interview, and also just get through to these people that like they don't have to stay in the same job that they feel stuck in. No. You don't have to. No. As soon as you have that mindset shift of, okay, I want to accomplish this in 5 years, then you put a plan together and you can get yourself out of that rut. No one is forced to be stuck anywhere. No, the hardest part is getting started. It is. First step. That's right. It is. Literally. Hardest part is getting started. It is. So listen to those around you too, because especially if you have some people who are looking out for your best interest, all it takes is that one friend to give you that one extra nudge to really get you going. Yeah. But it's going to take you stepping off that hamster wheel, listening intently to that, to recognize like, man, maybe they are into something here. Yeah, but guess what? A lot of people are also surrounded with negative people. Exactly. So like, not every relationship is perfect. So you may have, a significant other at home that's like in your ear, like nagging you, you know what I mean? And then it's like keeping you down, and then you're going. Misery loves company. That's exactly right. Misery loves company. And so then every day you're thinking about that. You're thinking about that, and you're like, okay, I just got to work a little harder in this job in order to please the person at home. And then you bring up some ideas to the person at home, like, hey, maybe I could do this. And they immediately shut you down. And then that idea that could have been the complete game changer for your whole life is now buried. Exactly. Because one person said that it wasn't a good idea, and now it's gone. Right. And and somebody told me this a while ago too, is people want to see you do good, but not better than them. True. So they'll give you a little pat on the back, good job, way to get going. But then when you really start taking off, do you hear from them anymore? Are they still congratulating you? Nope. Or are they like, oh man, come on, you could do better than that. Like, they'll shoot you down. The people come around once you're out the trenches. Yeah. When you're in the trenches, ain't nobody supporting you at first. I mean, yeah, you have your core group of like family and like really good friends that are always asking like, how are you? How are things going? But then for the most part, all of your like acquaintances, I call them NPCs. Most of the NPCs in your life, right? Those people just, they just don't care. No. And you really realize when you go out as an entrepreneur who your real friends are and who you cut out. Yep. It's like, okay, that person's not serving me and my purpose in my life.
Easy to sever those ties.
Bye.
Nowadays.
Adios.
Once you can open your eyes and see it, it's
Adios.
easy to sever
You'll get
those
an
ties.
occasional like on Facebook, but that's about it.
That's
like,
about it.
I'll see you out. I'll be cordial. Like, hey, good to see you, man. But like, I'm not calling you to hang out.
No,
I'm
opening
I'm
the
not
calendar for
sharing my energy with you.
No.
It's not happening because I know your energy sucks.
Draining, to say the least.
Toxic.
Exactly.
And that's another thing, man. It's so important to get to that point where you know what you want to achieve and you know like that you cut ties with those people, right? It's just so important to get to that point of your mentality to where you're so driven and so focused that all that doesn't matter anymore.
No.
Because they're, growing up as teenagers and everything, it's all about people pleasing. It's all about, hey, these people are going out to drink over here at the lakefront and I'm 16 and, I'm going to do that because that's what everybody else is doing. Or, we're going to do this and do that. But then there comes a point where it's like, okay, I don't need any of this. Like all of this is not serving me, no potential whatsoever.
And we were talking about something, man. I forget how the saying goes, but we were talking about the frequencies and the manifestations and whatnot.
Yeah,
and just talking yourself into that. There's a like a bridge, like a track on what this guy would say, and it was like everything starts in your head.
Yeah.
So if we are electric beings, and everything starts in your head, in your subconscious, well, it starts from a thought. That thought gives energy, gives frequency, gives vibration, which turns into an emotion, which then turns into attraction, which then turns into your action.
Right.
So it starts here. You got to be thinking that positivity to keep going because that thought's going to turn into energy, which is going to turn into attraction, which is what you want to attract, good and or negative. So stay in what type of mindset you want to attract,
100%.
which then turns into the actions in what you're going to do every day.
100%. And you can compound that with like affirmations and I think we talked about this on your podcast, but it's like affirmations and putting up little sticky notes on your mirror in your bathroom.
I am.
My screen on my phone is a different saying that I want to make sure that I keep telling myself all the time. You know what I mean? It's all about keeping that mental focus on what the big why is, right? I guess, like my big why is my daughter and my big why is my family. And like, I refuse to be the parent that only gets my child socks and underwear for Christmas because they need it.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? And I feel like that's where the real traditional change has shifted with society in this generation, because it's like before it was all like rub some dirt on it or don't. Or, or, spank or
do that again.
And so, it's funny. And I was watching a video the other day talking about how millennial dads are just like exponentially different than they were in the past. They're always there. They do dishes. They do laundry. They, the wife wants to go out for a girls' night. Dad's got the kid. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the wife's going to go on a girls' trip. Dad's got the kid, ain't no problem, and back in the day, that was such like a stereotypical no, because the mom needed to be at home doing motherly duties and the dad would be at work and then he'd come home. Don't bother dad's had a long day. You know what I mean? And like now us millennial dads, it's like, okay, we've been at work all day. We can't wait to get home and play with the kid.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that second job, but it's so fulfilling, and then it's like, okay, yeah, I'm super tired at the end of the day, but like, I wouldn't trade that for anything.
No, not at all. The fact that I can be involved in Annabella's life, studies, school, sports, at all of her events, I wouldn't change that for the world. I'm one, look, laundry, dishes, everything. And I've seen it on the other side where mom was doing much of that, if not all of that. And the fact that things have changed to the fact that one, you pretty much always need a 2-person income for the household, raising a family.
Yeah.
It's tough to do it with one. Obviously, when that person gets blessed enough and they're making all the money, perfect. Absolutely. Because I do think a stay-at-home mom needs even more money because there's so much that they're putting into our next generation. I want those moms to raise those kids to be good people, period.
What's your opinion on homeschooling?
I love it.
Yeah?
I love it, actually. The one thing I'm not, I guess, privy enough to speak on is putting the homeschool kids in a more public environment to be surrounded by their peers as well.
Like a social group, you mean, right? Like
exactly.
Play group, because if they're at school, they're not in the social interactions that you're having.
Exactly. Yeah. So I do love the fact that you're home, you're spending more time with mom, you're learning at your own pace and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the coin, I do love the social aspect of going to school so you can interact with others and other peers, because I don't want that awkwardness when you do go around people to be like, all right, well, I've only learned at home with mom and I'm either on a tablet or on my phone.
Yeah.
Other than that.
Right.
Like, I love the social aspect. I love speaking. Like, I got to give props to my dad for literally bringing me to the grocery store, Schwegmans, aging myself there.
Throwback,
exactly. Ain't there no more.
Ain't there no more.
But
that's right.
He would literally push me up and down the aisles and make me speak to everybody on every aisle. And that's where I got comfortable speaking with people.
What did your dad do?
My dad was a crane operator at B&G Cranes in the oil field out in Chalmette.
Okay.
And so he did cranes. My mom was over at the school and everything, substitute teaching and whatnot. My mom was a jack of all trades. She literally drove trucks. She was a school teacher. She was a daycare owner. Like, she did all of it. My dad was primarily in the cranes and stuff for like 30 years. His back tells me all the time.
Yeah, that's my father-in-law did the same thing, crane operating.
Exactly.
And he tells me too. But what do you think was that relation? Why did he do that?
He was the social butterfly of his time.
Okay.
He was. He'll say this all the time. Tooting his horn here. He was, most handsome over at West Jeff for like his whole career.
Oh, character dad.
Character dad, exactly.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So he had the gift of gab. He could talk to anybody and have fun with them.
Yeah.
So me going out talking to people, never thought anything of it until I got older. I was like, you know what? I see the younger generation now. It's like awkward for them to have conversations. They don't know how to talk, rebuttal, have a different outlook on something or a different perspective than their peer. They think it's all or nothing. Either like, I'm on your team or I'm completely against you because we don't agree. Like, the younger generation needs to have those open conversations to where you can figure out, okay, you look at it this way, you look at it this way. Where can we meet in the middle?
Right.
Or how can you make me understand where you're coming from? Because I want to make you understand where I'm coming from. And we can agree to disagree all day.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of time there's so much turmoil in that. And that's what I don't want to come from homeschool.
Right.
Is you only had this certain perspective your whole life. So then when you get put into that social aspect, in which you will, because you're going to need a job sooner or later down the line, that awkwardness is one thing I'm not aware of, or I don't know how to battle that per se if I were to homeschool my next daughter.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. It's like that their sense of, because, schools program the kids, right? And so, you don't want to have your kids so programmed to your beliefs through the homeschooling that, like, when they go and they're actually out in public, then it's like, no, what are you talking about?
Right.
And then they're a standout because they believe only what you've taught them to believe.
Yeah, and the older I get, the more I realized how programmed and indoctrinated we were in school.
Definitely.
It was in the rat race of the school, right? It was, you are to do what we do, you are to say what we say, you are to believe what we believe.
Especially being in a Catholic school. I don't know, where'd you go to
I went to Shaw High School.
You went to Shaw? Yeah, I went to Rommel. So, they beat that
Catholic. We
had a whole religion class, every month there's a mass, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like pushing this agenda and programming you to understand that, you know what I mean? And like with my religious journey, it's like I started with my being Baptist, right? I'm Baptist. Mm-hmm. My parents are Baptist. And so Baptists, my best way to describe Baptists is like God fearing, right? Mm-hmm. Like they come in and they are just like strictly like, you're singing these songs right now and you are going to hell if you do anything wrong, and you better be scared of hell because there's fire in hell. Like every time I've ever read anything about the Quakers, it reminds me of Baptists, okay? And the Quakers are just like that. But I had to go through going to Sunday school, being a very religious person in my younger years, to being like, okay, is there a God? when I got to college, right? And then I did a whole bunch of rabbit hole diving.
Oh, yeah.
And, then I got big into the aliens and big into spiritual and energetic connections and frequencies and planes of existence and all that stuff. But the funny thing is that it all brought me right back around to God.
To God.
And it's hysterical to me that it's like, okay, my opinion on God was this 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
And now my opinion of God is much stronger, but it's because I did my own research and came to this conclusion about my religion. And there's just so much more that goes into it and everything. And to kind of make this circle wrap back around, it's like, we are humans, but no one truly understands what we are capable of doing.
No.
Like what do they say the amount of brain power that we use?
Supposedly 10%.
That's it.
Supposedly 10%.
10%. There's no telling how long ago people were on this earth.
No.
There's no telling. There's no telling how old those pyramids are. Because I read something the other day that said that the Egyptians actually found the pyramids and made the pyramids like their home and circled it around them, and like they were already there. So it's like, and no one will ever know that, until like Bleep Blorp comes down and tells us everything that happened over the history of the earth. There's just so many things that we'll never know. And I yearn to know all these things, but also ignorance is bliss, because maybe I don't want to really know.
Exactly.
Maybe I don't, but I do.
And it's great that you say that, man, because I think everybody's journey is different, right? I was baptized Catholic, went to middle school, wasn't religious. I went to Immaculate Conception, which was a Catholic school, in 2nd grade, went right back to middle school. And then it wasn't until I got into high school where I went into all Catholic. 8th grade through 12th grade. I went to Holy Cross in 8th grade and then Shaw in 9th through 12th. And my journey, I had never felt closer in my religious journey than when I went and hung out with my best friend, Chris Hamilton. His family was more of non-denominational. So we would go to their churches, and it wasn't the Catholic setup. It wasn't a Baptist setup. It was non-denominational, which truly meant that you were just a Christian at heart.
Yeah.
You followed the Bible. The Bible is what they preached everything off of. They had their different sermons and whatnot. So he really introduced me to, I guess, a different outlook, a different perception. Like, it doesn't have to all be Catholic. It's like, it wasn't Catholic or die, you know?
Yeah.
And the fact that it was still godly, it was still biblical, it was still religious, like, had me feeling good. And so through the Catholic high school that I went to, it was great because it helped you kind of with the structure.
Yeah.
But more of, as I got older, I knew it was more about the feel, not so much the structure.
That's right.
And so you go down these
anybody that knows, that is a religious person, knows what feeling you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Because it's a feeling that was not there before until you focus on that. And then it appears. And it's hard to explain, but it's like, it is a presence.
It is. And how they say it all the time, like, God is within us.
That's right. I am.
Like, God is within us.
That's right.
And so as the journey went, I went down those rabbit holes. I'm like, is there a God? Is there this? And it's like, not ashamed to say it, because it brought me back even closer than I've ever been.
Same.
And the fact that it got to the point where now I'm like, now my prayers are more like conversations. So like growing up, my prayers were, Our Father, Hail Mary, act of contrition, say the rosary, this, that, the other, go to confession, be forgiven, or you're going to hell.
Right.
Like, oh, shit, that's a lot of pressure, right? And so from there, it was like, now my prayers are like, man, God, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for the blessings you have bestowed upon me, And those type of conversational prayers make me feel so much better than feeling like I have to say this Our Father. I have to say this Hail Mary, not even paying attention to the words and whatnot of when you're saying them. You're just saying them to say them, which is nothing.
Right. Because the whole point is the emotion that you put out into the universe when you do it. And when you're saying something on autopilot like that you just learned that you have no emotion behind, it's irrelevant. In my opinion, it's
absolutely.
Irrelevant. And, and another thing that I think or something that I've really learned recently, probably over the last 2 months, is that praying out loud actually makes it happen faster.
Faster, yes.
If you thinking in your head and you're doing your prayers in your head, I don't know. I don't know if it's something with like the frequency of
The tongue.
the tongue, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And putting that out and actually saying it. I did that the other day. Like I was in my car and I was like, God, like I need something to happen. It was like a transaction that I was doing and like something was happening. I was like, look, God, I just really need you to iron this out for me. You know, like it could go 50-50 either which way. And I was like, I'm just going to leave it in your hands. I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to stress about it. Just please, God got it, and sure enough, in 2 hours, I got the call, like it all worked itself out.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, okay, I'm going to be praying out loud now.
Yeah.
And now we're back to public speaking, and now we're back to like, being self-conscious about things.
Are you into like the water aspect too? Like I hear that if you pray with the water and stuff around you too, because we're made up of so much water.
True. Yeah.
And you're like praying and saying your affirmations like in the shower and whatnot,
Yeah.
and the water out loud with the water as well. I hear that
makes
very powerful.
a
as
lot
well.
of sense, because they have those people that have bowls, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and that creates the ripples in water.
Yes.
And also at Bold, they have a video that they show where it is positivity and negativity that are being shown in water.
Yes.
And they show how the water molds around each energetic frequency just from the tone of how you're talking.
Oh, I've seen that in snowflakes. You seen the
I
snowflake
haven't
aspect?
seen the snowflakes.
Man, when you get a deep dive into the snowflakes, whenever they're surrounded by those positive frequencies compared to the negative, and watch how beautiful the positive ones are. It's crazy.
And plants too.
Yes.
Plants too. They had an experiment where they did a time lapse of a plant, and they had a speaker just doing negative things on a plant and then positivity on a plant, and the freaking plant dies that the negative speaker is just talking to. And it's like, that blows my mind too, and makes me feel bad about every flower I ever picked in my life. You know what I mean? But you can look it all up, man. You can look it all up on all those YouTube videos about the power of positive thinking and negative thinking, and the impact that it makes on you when people are being positive or negative, and just how much it changes your life when you just really try to keep those negative punches out of your life and try to switch those thoughts. Like, okay, I'm worried about this. No, I'm not worried about this. This is how this is going to end up. This is how it's going to be.
The next opportunity.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And I love that we're talking about this, because I feel like so many people need to hear it, is just have that open mind.
Yeah.
Is when I first kind of went on my changing mindset journey, it was, at first it was complete denial. Like, no way this stuff is true. No way this is possible. And the more and more I actually opened my mind to be more receptive and accepting of how I could have been wrong for the first 20 years of my life, 25 years, 30 years of my life, still wrong to this day, figuring stuff out as we go,
Yep.
But once you start having an open mind to be more receptive of those things, I think that's when people truly start to tap into their inner being and their inner truths to where they're more honest with themselves and not honest with how everybody else thinks of them to be.
Well, they have to get out of their own way.
Exactly. By stepping off the hamster wheel.
That's right. They got to get out of their own way. Most people think that they've learned all they need to learn, and so therefore they are going the route they're going to go until they die.
If you're not learning, you're not living.
That's right. Never stop learning.
True.
Never. Every year I said, okay, I will read a minimum of 25 books this year. A minimum. And then it's like, okay, let's knock it out. I got to learn more. Don't care what it's about. Of course, I have things that I'm more interested in, like history, super into history, but also big into politics now. Ever since the craziness has been happening, big into politics, big into history, big into religion, big into cults, big into conspiracy theories,
Absolutely.
all on top of business, right? Those are the things that I'm fascinated by.
Yeah, staying open-minded, staying well-rounded.
Exactly.
I mean, we could jump into it if you want, man. Listen, I think they had, I think we got some pyramids in the Grand Canyon in America. So,
We might. I mean, they don't let people go down there.
Why?
They have evidence of openings and doors in the Grand Canyon.
I believe there were some hieroglyphics found in the
Probably
Grand Canyon. So. And where are hieroglyphics normally known as? Egyptian pyramids?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, trust me, there's so much we don't know.
So much.
And I just want to find out.
So much.
I'm a firm believer in this. It's only conspiracy until it's reality.
Well, a lot of
The
the
word
conspiracies.
conspiracy was brought up and made by the CIA, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm hysterically funny if that's true.
I'm
I'll have
almost
to look that
positive.
up. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
That's hysterical if that's true. Like, oh, CIA, you're a conspiracy
Yeah.
theorist when we're the ones that are literally doing the shit behind your back.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
I love it.
But yeah, dude, like back to the mentality thing. I think the first time that I really learned that like my thoughts are on a frequency plane is from The Secret.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if you ever watched Secret.
I have not.
Okay, so The Secret is it's
literally the books at home, never read.
that's cool. It's such like a plain foundation as far as this whole thing goes. It's like, oh, if you think about it, then it becomes reality, kind of thing, right? Which is not at all what it is, right?
Yeah,
Like it's so much more than that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like if you're praying and you don't believe that your prayer will be answered the way that you want it to be, it isn't going to happen.
No.
You know, you can pray all day long, but it's just words without the belief and the faith and the meaning behind what you're saying. So it's the same, you know, that's why The Secret is so funny with the law of attraction, because it's like, oh, some guy said, oh, I really want to get checks in the mail for free, and so I don't have to work anymore. And then they're interviewing him. He's like, you know what? A check showed up the next day. It's like, fuck off, man.
No
like,
way.
No way, bro. Like,
Right.
like, yeah, there's a point where like, yes, you can get there, but it's not just you being like, oh, I really hope I get some checks today.
No, those are just people looking for that immediate gratification.
Correct.
Without believing, planting those seeds, and truly transforming their mindset and who they are.
Yep, you're right about that. What advice would you give someone who feels that it's too late for them? What advice would you give somebody who thinks, I'm stuck, it's too late to change my life, too late to go into a new career? What advice would you give somebody?
Man, it's never too late. It's never too late. Like, even for the people who feel behind because they don't even own a home in their 30s or 40s, like legit.
In debt.
In debt.
Everyone's in debt, everybody.
Every
single one of us are in debt.
You just
America's built on debt.
You just have to start. And for those who think it's too late, like, who's giving out the timelines?
Yeah,
on
why?
Being too late to the party or too soon? Everybody's on their own timeline. Everybody has their own timing. Everybody has their own path to their own version of success.
Yeah.
So for those who are thinking they're too late, how about, did you get started?
Start.
Did you take that first step to the change you want to be made? Because nothing changes if nothing changes.
That's right.
And so if you're thinking you're too late, well, when's the last time you made a change?
Right.
When's the last time you gave effort towards something different than your everyday hamster wheel?
Right.
Like, what is it? Because for me, it was, man, I tell you what, I'm about to be 30. I'm still a bartender. What am I doing here? Next thing you know, I find myself in mortgages and I'm helping change lives. Like, it is never too late. I think his name is Gary V, who started with doing like garage sales.
Old Vaynerchuk. Huh?
Old Vaynerchuk, exactly. And even he preaches like, dude, you're 40, you're 35, you're still a baby.
Yep.
You have decades worth of time left that you can be changing your life, much less others.
For sure.
And if you can put that out into the universe and just change the lives of one person over the next 10 years, imagine what it's going to feel like changing 100, changing 1,000. Because you never know who you're going to inspire and who you're going to impact.
Right.
Just by figuring out your authentic you and how you can make an impact elsewhere.
I agree.
Than doing that normal everyday hamster wheel where you feel stuck.
For sure. I mean, you know, so many people go through the motions all day, every day, miserable.
Man.
And in reality, you know, God is trying to tell you that you are living this life because it's going against what you really should be doing in your reality, right? Like instead of sitting here going to be an auto mechanic every day where you hate being an auto mechanic, if your true passion is to, let's just say, be an artist or be a musician or something, like if you would actually put your energy and your focus and drive into doing that, then the doors would open in that field, because all you would be doing is talking to people about that.
Yeah.
All you would be doing is focusing on that and sharing your creativity with the world to where those doors would open. But if you've blocked that part off because you're like, I have to make money in order to survive, and you're focused on that, then that'll never, ever happen, and you'll stay miserable. But like, the doors will open every single time you focus on your passion.
Yep.
Every time.
Every time.
You know, and it has happened for me every time. I cannot stress enough. Like, when I am focused and passionate about something and I put all of my eggs in that basket and I really just go for it, the doors open themselves.
And let me ask you this. Were you looking for those doors?
No, you never are.
You never are, right?
You never
I
are.
feel like I have so much more of a blockage when I'm looking for the door or when I'm looking for the opportunity, because I pride myself on being a very positive and optimistic person.
Yeah.
And
I find you being that too.
I feel like, same for you, brother. And I feel like that is what has helped me in our industry.
Yeah.
Because everybody man, love Nate. He's always smiling, always got good vibes, good energy. And it's like, man, that's what I'm known as. That's how I carry myself. That's how I wake up in the mornings. That's how I go to sleep at night. And granted, dude, not every day is fucking sunshine and rainbows, okay?
Right.
Not every day is like that. Excuse my French. But you just have to figure out the silver lining of those dark times.
Right.
Because, like I said, through those dark times comes opportunities. And through the darkness comes light.
That's right.
Like, you can't have the sunlight without the darkness.
You can't.
Right? You can't have flowers bloom without the rain. And so you have to go through those dark times.
You do.
In order to flourish and blossom where you want to be. So for me, it's stop looking for the opportunity and start embracing your passions and let your opportunities open up wherever they may.
I agree. And it's like when people are looking for a girlfriend or boyfriend, right? And they're like, man, why can't I just find a good guy? Or why can't I find a good girl? But in reality, when you just focus on yourself and start doing things that you know that you love, that you need to do, that person pops into your life. That's right. Probably doing what you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And it's just so powerful, because it's like, okay, I've been looking for this person the whole time, and instead now I just want to be a musician, and I'm playing on a stage, and here's this girl who's at the show, and we get to talking, and now we're married with 3 kids, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, all you had to do is stop looking.
That's it.
And just focus on you doing you, and everything else falls into place.
Everything else falls into place. Correct.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer in this one. Shout out to Chris again. He just keeps coming up. But for those who are going through those hard times, those turmoils, like, this has stuck with me for many, many years, on everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, then it's not the end.
Yeah, for sure. I love that.
And so just keep going.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yep. How do you stay motivated when you encounter setbacks? How do you stay motivated when it seems like the world's falling apart?
How do I stay motivated when the world's falling apart? As it has, time and time again.
Yeah.
Figuring out, when you're going through those times when it is falling apart, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for is how I kind of keep it together. I'm grateful for my career. I'm grateful, and the more I stay motivated through those times, I find that I'm more grateful for the smaller things. Like, legit, people laugh at me all the time, and they're like, "Oh man, that's a good one." But when people ask me, "Nate, how you doing?" Look, I'm blessed to wake up on the right side of the dirt.
Yeah.
Literally, if you're waking up, you're blessed.
I tell people that all the time.
All the time, right? So I'm waking up, blessed to be on the right side of the dirt, waking up, blessed to be healthy enough to have a job, have a career, surrounded by loved ones, like people who are in it to win it with me. And when I can truly be grateful for those times, it makes those hard times so much easier.
Yeah.
With the setbacks of maybe a deal falling through, or maybe losing one to somebody else. Like, those things are going to happen.
Right.
And more things are going to happen after that. How do they say it? wake up and smell the roses.
Mhm.
Well, shit happens today and more shit's going to happen tomorrow. So get used to the smell, right? Get used to it. And you just got to figure out, spray some poopery or spray some Febreze, whatever you got to spray to get through it, to stay motivated. There's a silver lining in it. You might just have to dig a little bit to find it, but there's a silver lining in everything.
Yeah.
And when you can find that and just appreciate those times to make it through the other side of those setbacks, that's where the growth is at. That's where the magic happens.
Yeah. It's almost,
Because,
it's almost like you just need to know that it's all going to work itself out.
And it's almost like a test, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like, look, God gives his strongest battles to his toughest soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're going through that tough battle, that battle is your next test.
Yeah.
Into how are you going to rebuttal this? How are you going to respond? How are you going to react? How are you going to treat those loved ones around you as I'm putting you through this test? Because guess what? If you don't make it through this, if you don't pass this test, then you're not ready for this next level on what I'm about to put you on.
That's right.
This next path. And that goes back to another saying. There's different devils at different levels.
Oh.
So when you make it to that next level of real estate, mortgage, your next certification or whatnot, you might be getting tested from a different devil. You might be tested by greed. You might be tested by gluttony. You might be tested by whatever 7 sins are out there.
Say, bring it on.
And you say, bring it on. You embrace it because you're going to think of, oh man, this is so hard. Why has God put me in this moment? Look, flip it. Perception. Man, God's put me in this moment. I know he's setting me up for blast off.
That's right. He knows I can handle it. He knows I can handle it.
Exactly. And he's going to give me everything I need to handle what's in front of me.
Yep.
So being grateful, understanding that you're given this setback for an even bigger comeback, even bigger takeoff. So instead of just indulging in the negative, dig through that dirt and find that silver lining. Figure out what those things around you to be grateful for so you can let God project you to the next level.
Yeah.
That would be my advice to them on who are trying to stay motivated through setbacks.
I dig that. I dig that a lot. And a lot of times I tell people all the time, like, I don't know if I can do this, or I don't know if I'm not good at this, or I'm not good at that. It's like, you will be more successful the sooner you get comfortable being uncomfortable. The sooner that you realize that, you can stand in front of a group of people and you can act like it doesn't faze you whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like, public speaking is like one of the biggest fears, right?
Yes.
It's like, public speaking is a huge fear, and I remember I took theater classes back in college because when I wanted to be a musician, I didn't want to have that fear on stage. Right. So I took theater classes so that I could feel on how I'd be more comfortable being in front of people. And if you would just, like, when I started my real estate career, I was the guy that was going to Home Depot and Lowe's and walking up and down the aisles and passing out my cards to people, trying to talk to them. Because I'm like, okay, if you're doing home renovations, maybe you're interested in selling.
Right.
I got kicked out of the Home Depot. I got kicked out of the Lowe's. I got kicked out of both of them. And then the next week I go back. Okay, I'm surprised they don't have my picture up on the wall. Don't let this guy in here.
Did you wear a wig?
Okay, but I got 2 clients doing that.
Nice.
I did, and so it's like, but like I said, failure wasn't an option. I was like, I am doing every little thing that I can, and I think that's another thing, right?
How uncomfortable were you doing that?
I was
first?
Real uncomfortable.
Real uncomfortable,
right? Because it comes to a point like there's even points in this podcast where we're like, oh, I got like a brain fart or whatever, you know what I mean? But like when you're pitching somebody like that, and you only have one shot, right? And it's like, oh, hey, how do I break the ice to this person? You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it was definitely intimidating at first. And then I just was like, okay, this is intimidating. What's more intimidating that I can conquer to where this isn't intimidating? Door knocking. Okay, let me go knock on some doors in my neighborhood. Now that's very intimidating because
you don't know who's going to answer.
You don't know who's going to answer. But I actually had a positive experience doing that as well. You know what I mean? And so it's like, okay, once I went and knocked on doors, then it was no problem going in a Home Depot and talking to random people because they're not opening their door with a shotgun, or they're not opening their door and there's a little dog that's coming to attack my heels. Right. You know what I mean? And which has happened. But the more you get uncomfortable or comfortable being uncomfortable rather, the quicker you're going to get to success, because then things just won't phase you. Then you're not thinking about those negative things, or, oh, I'm nervous about doing this. I'm nervous about going on an appointment. I'm nervous about making these phone calls that I need to make. The nervousness just goes out the window, because it's second nature. It's like, this is just who I am and what I do. And, there's nothing else more important than that, especially as an entrepreneur, because if you're comfortable as an entrepreneur, you're not doing as much as you can be doing.
Right. Because on that other side of uncomfortable is growth. So through that growth, you got so much more confident in your delivery, in your pitch. So I love being uncomfortable, because I know that, look, growth is on the other side of it.
100%.
Coming soon.
That's right. I love it. And that's why I never played pickleball when you had your pickleball event. Came out and played pickleball, and I had a blast.
Dude's a natural.
Natural.
Placing.
when you had that bowling event at Rock and Bowl, I went there and my daughter was the only person dancing on the dance floor, and I was out on the dance floor dancing with her. It's just, but I know that created a memory for her, and I was having fun. I didn't care about all those people that were around watching me dance.
Right.
Like, they probably just jealous, that I'm sitting here and I'm free enough to do this. You know what I mean? And I guarantee you I had more fun than they did. And it's just things like that it's like, if you would have just stood by and not done those things, then the experience for you and your daughter would not have been the same.
Right.
And that wouldn't have created those memories, and that would not have opened a door here or opened a door there. Who's to say that someone didn't see you doing that and was like, oh, that person is so kind and so authentic. Like, I'm going to reach out to that person for that reason. Like, being as free as you can be and not worrying about other people's opinions of you it's just so freeing.
Such an amazing
and it will open so many doors for you.
Absolutely.
So many.
Oh, people love that authentic you. When they can see you be free and they can see you be authentic, it's just so much more attraction there. They feel even more comfortable, more invited to speak with you. You're not getting this, no, don't come talk to me. I'm in my own zone right now. Like, no, like, people see that you having fun. That stuff is so contagious. I'm sure more people are like, oh, I want to go dance.
Right.
Once you were already on there, because look, trust me, you're going to see me on the dance floor, and I'm going to be cutting up, and I'm going to be sweating, probably going to have a sweat rag or a pocket full of napkins, but we're going to be dancing and we're going to be having fun, because, listen, it wouldn't be me if I wasn't.
Yeah, you're right. So I think I remember you telling me that when the position opened up that you now have, that you did something. Tell me a little bit about that. Tell me how you came to get into your position, because if I remember correctly, this story is amazing.
So how it happened was, I had been working underneath a branch manager my entire career. We parted ways in January. He went and took a better opportunity. Had another branch manager come on from January to June. And I always like to say I'm a wonderful hybrid of them both. One taught me behind the desk, problem solving, figuring out creative solutions for financing. The other one taught me outside of the desk, being out, involved in the public, involved in organizations, getting involved in different committees, like our GNO MLA, our Greater New Orleans Mortgage Lenders Association, getting involved in NOMAR with y'all for the real estate agents. And the fact that she was able to get me out there, put me in touch, and helped me create relationships that are going to be priceless for my career and like the next steps in my career. So she had left for a better opportunity in June, and it came to a point where I was like, you know what? I've been doing a lot of the events, a lot of the scheduling, been manning the office. I was like, let me throw my name in the hat here, because I feel like I can be a great asset to the team. I feel like I already give off those positive vibes to where I can be this bridge for them to come to, since we didn't have a branch manager. And respectfully, I was like, you know what? I don't want the branch manager title. I want to earn it, but I want to show and prove that I can be that go-to person to help the other people around me grow and put them in different opportunities to help them grow as well. So taking that on, shot my shot, all of a sudden things panned out to where we weren't looking for anybody outside. They hired from within and granted me the opportunity. And now I am basically a culture coordinator. And I do a lot of like branch engagement. So the Eustace Cup and stuff that we put on, a lot of the philanthropy, things that we do around town, things that we'll go sponsor and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like I'm the go-to person for that. I do a lot of our graphic design, video editing, posting stuff in-house as well. So I feel like I dabbled in a lot
Yeah.
to figure out what I can be doing.
Right.
And all of a sudden now I'm doing so much. I'm like, man, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I got that trust and the opportunity from the company, and I got that warm welcome and acceptance of the other loan officers in our company as well,
Mm-hmm.
truly like made me feel like, you know what, let's go.
Yeah.
It's time to get it. Like somebody's got to be in this position. Why not me?
Right.
Right?
And you
Why
could have
not
listened
me?
to the voice in the back of your head. You could have been like, you know what, I still need to learn a little bit more. You know what I mean? Before I throw myself to the wolves like that. You know, I need to learn a little bit more. But then at the same time, it's like, okay, this door opened. Like, why not walk through it?
Not looking, by the way. Not looking for the opportunity.
it. That's right. It come full circle.
Full
You
circle.
weren't looking for it. The opportunity presented itself. The door opened, and you just decided to walk through it.
That's it. Oh, no, I didn't walk. I ran.
You ran.
I ran straight through it because
Yep.
I thought about it. And I was just like, you know what? When am I ever going to have another opportunity like this? I
Right.
wasn't even looking for this.
Right.
And this is an opportunity for me to expand my career, expand my touch, my perception, figuring out how to think managerial ways,
Right.
and giving other people opportunities around me to put them in positions to help elevate their career. And that for me was so much better than just chasing a deal, going after the dollar signs. Like,
Yeah.
if I can help those around me
Right.
elevate and help them grow in their careers and we can all cheers and celebrate together, that is so much more gratifying to me than being the number one loan officer or closing the most deals. I couldn't care any less. Obviously want to pay the bills, want to make money, but when we're all making money, we're all having fun.
Yeah.
And guess what? Now that we're all making money, elevating, getting put in different opportunities and positions to succeed, now our company's making money, our company's well known, great reputation, great track record. And around here in New Orleans, we're so small
Yeah.
that once we get that good track record that we built for so long, it just takes one bad apple for it to go crumble.
Yeah.
And we're building up such a good reputation. We're going on 70 years now of being a local lender. We have about 10 of us around town as lenders
Mm-hmm.
that I have wonderful relationships with, and I couldn't be any more proud to be a part of their team.
That's what's up. And it seems like this new position, like, is just ignited like a sense of like pride and happiness in you.
Yes.
Because I know that we had talked before, before we were good friends, whenever, you were at a booth at something, you know what I mean? You're like, oh yeah, man, come over here and like see what we got at the booth, you know what I mean? Dressed in a suit and like looking all slick and everything. But it seems like you're a way happier person with this job because it's not just your grind, right? It's also
Right.
doing things that allow your creativity to flow through.
Yes.
And I think that's stupid important, especially because I think that humans are put on earth to share their creativity with people. And I feel like people get lost in the rat race and people get lost in the business world where it's like, I have to make money, that is lost.
Completely.
And it's unfortunate because I think that the more you share what is inside of your soul on a large scale, as large as you can, even if it's just sending out a Facebook post of a little story that you wrote or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, all of that could impact somebody's life, even if just one person read it,
Right.
And so I think as humans, we are here to create and we're here to share what we can create, to hopefully resonate with somebody and anybody. And, it's funny. There was a position that I created for myself at this job in Alabama. I was going to Pigeon Forge on vacation, and I had somebody that worked for this company remotely, and they were like, we have this niche and we don't know how to market. Like, look at this website. Like, it's terrible. Like, da 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 da. You should like, I need somebody to be able to do this because nobody at my company knows what to do. So I decided to call the president of that company. I decided to set up a meeting with him in Alabama on my way to Pigeon Forge. Stayed the night in Alabama. Had the meeting with the president, the vice president, and the CEO of their company. pitched a huge idea that I put together on how I can market their stuff and completely revamp their online stuff.
Nice.
And they hired me.
Wow.
I created that position. The position did not exist. All I learned was there was this pain point for this company. I can be the person that is going to relieve that pain for them since they don't have anybody that's going to do it. They loved what I was picking up and putting down, and it's something that I can do remotely to where I'm still working on real estate at the same time while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting a salary doing that while at the same time I'm doing my real estate and everything, and that's just something that I created for myself.
Yes.
Like my mind thought, oh, this company doesn't have that. Let me put a business plan together on how I can do that. Oh, let me call this person and set up a meeting on my way. Oh, and one thing led to another. And now I just have steady money coming in when I was commission based before.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like that would not have happened. And that company would have probably been worse off. And, I created that from my ability to change the frequency of that reality, right?
Yeah.
So, like, anyone can do that.
True.
Anyone can do it, especially with AI now. AI's out there. All you have to do is be like, oh, I'm in this situation right now, and can you give me an idea as to what I can do to A, get out of this situation, or more ideas as far as what I'm doing? I'm passionate about A, B, C, and D. What would be some good professions to go into?
And bring it back. You just noticed, hey, this company has a pain point here. This is what I'm trying to solve for this company.
Yeah.
Let's structure out a business plan for it, and it'll spit that thing out to you in a few
100%,
seconds.
100%.
And I mean, people just have to understand, like, dude, it's at our fingertips now. It's here. AI is here.
It is.
Make the most of it.
Make the most, but don't put all of your eggs in AI because I think that ruins your critical thinking abilities.
Absolutely.
If you literally are asking it every little thing about how that'll ruin your brain.
Oh, completely.
Just like the doom scrolling and brain rot and all that stuff, right? So use AI, but use AI when you really need to use AI, to come up with ideas like that. But when it comes to your actual critical thinking skills, don't use it for every little thing.
No, because AI is going to give you kind of the structure of the business plan you want. But what gave those people you was your authenticity of the business plan itself.
Exactly right.
So yes, take the structure, but no matter what, you always have to put you in that.
Yep.
You have to go ahead and please don't just copy and paste what the AI spits out for you. Put your own tone on it. Put your own emojis. Put your own spin on it to where people know it's you.
Yeah.
Like, cool, go get the idea from it to where you're not thinking hours throughout the day on a post.
Right.
But put your spin on it.
Right.
Put you on it because that's what people want.
Don't copy and paste. If you're going to ask AI to do something like that, take it and then make it you.
Absolutely.
Don't just copy and paste to where, it's the same with scripting. Like when you're cold calling and you're scripting, like you sound robotic when you're just following something. But when you internalize all those scripts and then make it your own, that is when the authenticity shines through.
Yes.
And it's the same with AI. And it drives me nuts now because all these real estate agents are using AI to write their descriptions in their property descriptions. Okay. I take a lot of pride in my creativity in writing great property descriptions about my homes. In fact, one lady who I just sold her house in Gentilly hired me specifically because of my property description ability. She said she went through and looked at all these different agents who had listings in her area, and she found mine, and she said that I had the best way to story tell about my properties, and she hired me to sell her house. But I don't use AI. I use my creative thinking in
your years of experience.
Correct. And I'm not going to copy and paste something from AI for that because that's just lazy.
Truly.
Like AI can definitely make you lazy. But if you use it to really impact your abilities and your, to improve on that, to take this and just grow and instead of just, oh, I'm here, I just want the ideas to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Just stay lazy. No,
that's right.
Use it to increase your creative output.
For sure. And on Twitter or X now, they have, if you go on X and you just type in AI prompting, like there's people that make money on Twitter just from likes and shares of all the prompting that they can do on AI. And it'll teach you and at least give you a blueprint or an outline of all the little prompts that will make you get the right answers to the closest that you want to get. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Which is super important to me. I'm one of those OCD people that has like 1,000 different bookmark folders that like have all these bookmarks in there so like eventually I'm going to go back and look at all these bookmarks And the one on AI, I probably have like 1,000 of them. And it's like, okay, whenever I really need them, I'm going to go back and like look through these.
Just getting started.
Yeah. What's a good book? What's a good book that like you would recommend to somebody who is just starting?
Right now, Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits.
That's a good book.
Oh man, I forget the guy's name, but it's so readable.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to just jump in, read a little bit here or read a lot there. But I feel like that book can truly take your approach to life and business to a whole nother level. I mean, the fact that, just for instance, one thing that really stuck out to me was people want to lose weight all the time. Right? Oh, I'm going to go sign up at the gym. I'm going to go buy this diet.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to fast for this amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of that is temporary.
Right.
Truly. And it brought me back to the story of this woman who lost over 100 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And she never committed to a diet or a gym, Globo gym, or anything like that. She committed to the small habit of asking herself with every decision she made throughout the day, is this what a healthy person would do?
Oh.
Is this what a healthy person would eat? And that mindset change of asking that one simple question led to her lifestyle change of eating better, going on a walk or a run or a workout at home, and led to her losing over 100 pounds by simply asking herself that one simple question.
Wow.
Is this what a healthy person would do?
Wow.
So that book is literally called Atomic Habits.
Mm-hmm.
So you can figure out what habits you need to create in your daily life, at home, in business, as a spouse, whatever, to take you where you need to be. And I'm not even finished it yet, but I absolutely love it.
We're all creatures of habit.
All creatures of habit.
Every single one of us.
Bad habits are even harder to break.
All these people are like, I'm not a morning person, It's like, okay, well, you're not a morning person because you've never been a morning person. That is your habit that you sleep in, right?
Exactly.
Like what? It takes like 66 days for something to be a habit, I think, or for you to change a habit. So if you focus for 66 days on doing something, then it's kind of natural. And that's what I had to do because I knew that the only time that I truly get for myself is really early in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, okay, set an alarm for 4, hit the snooze button, 4:30, I'm up in the shower. I wake up at 5. I get about an hour and a half to myself in the morning to kind of just brainstorm what I want to do for the day. And then I'm waking my daughter up and getting her ready for school. It's like people who think that they can't because they don't have time.
That's a choice.
It's a choice. Exactly. That is their habits that they have in their life are preventing them from being able to do that.
Yeah. You're either choosing to hit that snooze button.
That's right.
Choosing to hit it 3 times or choosing to get your ass up out the bed and go start the day off
That's right. People who don't want to go to the gym. Oh, I really need to go to the gym, but I just don't have time. Wake up an hour earlier. Oh, I'll be too tired. Okay. Well, go once you're off of work at the end of the day. Oh, well, I'm too tired then too. Okay, then it sounds like you don't really want to go to the gym.
Bingo.
Okay,
Bingo.
like sounds like you really don't want to do that.
Oh yeah.
Then don't say you want to do that because if you really wanted to do it, you would make it happen. You would change your habits to where you could fit that into your schedule to where you'd.
Oh yeah, that's an excuse first mentality for sure.
Yeah.
That is just, listen, I'm going to use this excuse out of this pocket, that excuse out of this one, and just figure out a way not to get to the gym.
Right. Woe is me. Woe is me. I need to go to the gym. I'm a victim. Nah.
Give me more Popeyes.
I need another Big Mac.
Yes, please. Give me more. Kadiak special, baby.
Yeah. Jeez. Kadiak special. Dude, at Katie's, they used to have something called the seafood platter. And this seafood platter would come on this huge plate. And they would just pound up this fried seafood, bro, with fries and hush puppies and soft shell crabs and everything.
Onion rings.
Dude, I saw one dude take that thing out one time, and it made me so sick to my stomach. I'm like, oh my God, how do you eat that much fried food, man? Ugh.
Rough.
It's like alcoholism is a thing too these days, right? Especially here in New Orleans. Like New Orleans, you learn from an early age, social drinking is just what we do here, right?
Yes.
And right now, actually this morning was day 28 for me without drinking at all.
Okay.
Because I was, you know me, social butterfly going out. Oh yeah, we're going to go to lunch. We're going to have a martini today. Oh no, we're going to go to, here and, oh, we're going to this event tonight. I'm going to have a drink. We're going to do this. But, that was stopped serving me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I started realizing that was something that I don't need. I feel way better without having all of that.
Right.
Without being drunk or without even having a little buzz. I feel way better as a person.
Much more clarity, huh?
Clarity. The fog brain, because I know a lot of people experience fog brain. The fog brain has subsided I was very surprised. You know what I mean? But like, it was just like, I had to do something to change. And that was one thing that I did. And I think that's a habit that I didn't think that I could do.
Yeah. What was your goal? Did you set a 30, 60, 90-day goal? Or you were just like, let me just do this and see how long I can
That's
do it?
kind of what I did.
Okay.
I have like a little shower notepad. So like in the morning in the showers, I'll put like a tally. It's like, okay, another day, didn't do it. And so now I have 28 tallies, and it's just like, okay, let's just see how long I can keep doing this.
Yeah, let's get to 30 and see what happens. Let's get to 50 and see what happens.
That's right. And I went to dinner, and at dinner I love to have a cocktail, and I was like, oh, you know what? Just give me like a little mocktail, And my brain, it's almost like a placebo effect.
Yes.
Like I'm drinking these mocktails, I'm like, I actually feel the same as if I would be drinking a real drink, except if I get pulled over on the way home, I'm good.
Good to go.
I don't have to worry about that, And it's just so funny how that works.
Not only that, the bill looks so much better, huh?
Yeah. The bill looks so much better, It takes a $200 bill down to like $150 depending on where you're at. Yes. Oh God. But that, like, if I could just kick the nicotine, man, that's something that's a crush that's been for a while.
Yeah.
The Zens and the vapes and all that stuff,
Calling.
Yeah, I still got to kick those things. But, just the fact that I know that I could kick drinking, I know I could probably kick those too. But, let's not run before we walk. You know what I mean? Let's not run before we walk.
In front of the other.
That's right. Because then if I kick this, then I'll be like, oh, I need a drink. You know what I mean? So take one thing as it comes.
Whoever watches this, I would just go out and say, in order to get to where you want to be, you got to be willing to do what others won't or can't do. So put yourself in a position to be uncomfortable. That's going to lead to your growth, which is going to take you to levels you never even knew existed. So get out there and just be you and just start somewhere. That's the hardest part, just starting. And then the rest, FIO. Figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
And wherever the cards fall, wherever the chips land, it is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be.
Well, if you don't do it, there's going to be somebody else that's going to be more passionate, more driven, who's going to do it.
And that feeling of regret is way worse than that feeling of let's get started.
For sure.
That regret is no joke.
For sure.
So
that's a saying as old as time, right? Like regret is what is the saying? Regret's a tough pill to swallow. You sit around and you're like, man, if I would have just done this, I would be where that person is now.
Right.
If I would have just done it. If I would have just started. Like, just start. Like there's a meme I saw earlier today. It's like something where it's like not every idea is perfected when you first have it. Like it's like all like a spaghetti that's all around, you know what I mean? But then like the more you find that idea, the spaghetti is straight.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly. And what was it? It was like the 101st for the light bulb or something like that.
What do you mean?
He was like, he failed 100 times.
Oh, yes. Inventing light bulb.
Like, yeah, you gotta, those ideas and just keep going. You gotta branch out and make sure that your output is even bigger, because that first idea, it might be a winner, but you might need 10 additional ideas to make it golden.
That's right.
And when you can do that and just keep going, you never know where you're gonna end up.
That's right. You're right. And like I told you on your podcast when we did it, like the white space time that you have, like actually time blocking time in your week to have nothing to do except focus on on your reality and where you want it to go. Like that has been so impactful to me, and being able to really focus on what I want to accomplish in life, because it takes all the stress away for a little bit and allows me to have just time with myself to focus on what I want to do and how I want to do it, rather than like, okay, I need, because my calendar is crazy, right? Like I put every single thing, even down to like a checklist. This is what I need to do on my calendar, everything. So like just having that white space time where there's nothing on my calendar except for me focusing on my goals and how I can edit my goals in order to be more impactful in life and stuff like that is just it's been a game changer for me. So,
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. I might have to take up some white space
dude,
for sure.
all you do, just an hour.
That's it.
An hour a week, focusing on it, just stepping out, right, and looking at the big picture of everything. Realizing
52 hours of creativity is something dangerous, huh? You can really get those bearings going. An hour a week, 52 hours of creative thinking throughout a year can truly change your game, change your life, change your career.
That's true.
So
it's true. It's true. You know, or just like, hey, tonight I'm going to read, I'm going to make a goal to where every night I'm reading 25 pages. That's it. You know, I'm not turning on the TV tonight. I'm going to 25 pages a night. And then sure enough, that's when you start blasting through the books.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when it gets fun. You get lost.
That's it. Like, oh, I actually read 50 pages tonight because I couldn't put the book down. You know, so
I love it. And there's something like a rule of 100 too. It's like for 18 or 20 minutes a day, if you really dive into something, and you do it for a full year, you'll be better than 95% of the other people trying to do it.
That's right.
Like the rule of 100.
Yeah.
Stats probably aren't completely accurate, but dive into that and truly make yourself better. By just 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Hour a week for white space, get really creative, and like I said, change the game.
That's right. And like another way to say that is just get 1% better every day.
Bingo.
And 100 days will be 100% better. 100% better.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? Oh, Nate, well, dude, I had a blast. I appreciate you. You got it. Let everybody know where to find you on the interwebs, man.
Let's go. I am branded and known as Coach Nate the Lender. Nate is spelled N with the number 8. So Coach N8 the Lender.
Yeah, I'll put it up on the screen.
Everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, wherever you want to find me at. Revamping the website right now, hustlehitneverquit.com. So that'll be back at you coming soon. But other than that, if you know anybody and everybody looking for either a mortgage or some positivity, I tell everybody, don't wait, call Nate.
Call Nate, Coach Nate the Lender. Well, thank you, my brother. I appreciate it.
Much appreciated.
And looking forward to the next games that we're going to play. What's next?
Next is Eustace Cup Round 3. We got a cornhole tournament in the first week of November, I believe November 6th. And that'll be more like a realtor day out. Cornhole will be the tournament, but that's where we're going to decide our winner for the Eustace Cup Year 2 and who's going to get that $2,500 donation to the charity of their choice.
It'll be Keller Williams for sure. For sure.
They got a nice little lead right now for sure. But hey, last year, same thing happened. Somebody was in the lead. They took it for granted on that third one. One brokerage came in and made it literally a difference within 3 points total for the championship. So make sure you bring your people.
Heard that. All right, Nate. Thank you, brother.
All right, peace out.
Peace out.
Later.